Welcome to Small Business Talks. My name is Shiraz Sadiq, and this is the Entrepreneurial Resilience Series brought to you by Gavreau Accounting Tax Law Advisory and Canadian SME Business Magazine. Established in 2008, Gavreau Accounting Tax Law Advisory is one of the fastest growing professional services firm in all of North America. Their team of financial and business advisors supports small business owners on their path to financial mastery through strategic accounting, tax, bookkeeping, legal, and proactive business coaching services. Their team challenges entrepreneurs to step into the confidence and courage they need to overcome obstacles to build wealth, their business, and increase their impact to change the world. Chau, here we are again. Thanks once again for making the time as always.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, you're about to hit your busy season with Parachuters, or you're probably in your busy season right now from a retail perspective. There's been a lot of conversation about the impact of the last 18 months and how it's played out from a retail perspective. Can you share your thoughts about what you are experiencing managing these 20 plus locations nationally?
Oh, that's a great question. So I think for us as an organization, we've really been focused on employees first. So what we've experienced is just our culture and our teams getting stronger throughout this time. We've experienced more communication. We have experienced challenges that I think everybody has faced, such as, supply chain issues or, anything that has to do with new mandates or anything like that. But I feel that we've grown as a team, so we've been able to weather it or find solutions together.
It's interesting. I don't think most people would associate supply chain issues with jewelry, and yet these are the things that we're not considering the real impact of. Even jewelry can be impacted by what's happening, and clearly it has been impacting.
Yeah, absolutely. It has impacted it. And I think we learned really early on, I think at the beginning of all of this, we learned that there would be issues. So what we did as an organization is we planned out early. We actually ordered something 6 months earlier than we normally did to ensure that we were ready for our customers. So I feel like that was a good strategy that we had, and we came up together. We came up with it together as a team.
I mean, you always talk about the strength of your team. There's these four, this is probably our third or fourth conversation now. Yes. And there's four C's that I always hear you speak about, always, and you're very consistent, and one of them being communication. Another one then is your culture and how that's really important to you. It's consistency in your delivery, and then you talk a lot about training, meaning your competence. So these four C's, they equal what's really important. That's the fifth C, the customer experience. Why is that so important to you to have that communication, culture, the consistency, and then the competence? Why is that so important to you?
I think for us, like early on, if we really look back to our beginning, we learned as a company that immigrated from Vietnam and opened a small store. At the time, my family didn't know how to speak English, so they used a Vietnamese English dictionary to transfer with customers. Wow. And even with that challenge, it was a great experience for customers. And I found that customers would continue to come back and back again because of how we made them feel. So really, my sister and I, we said that we want to ensure that we are doing everything that we can to give all of our employees the tools to do their job and to do it well and feel good about the job that they're doing. That's why we talk so much about training and consistency, because as business owners, we feel like that's our responsibility to provide that training, the tools, so people can feel good about the job that they do with our customers.
Okay, so in the intro, you don't know this, but we actually got a picture of you standing in front of the jewelry store in Edmonton, and you probably were a teenager then. And it's so amazing to see that there was a dream, there was a desire, there's a seed of greatness within you and your sister, of course, to grow and expand nationally. Now, that doesn't just happen by accident or good luck. There's intention and deliberate decisions that lead to this type of expansion. Can you walk us through that journey? Now, I know that's a long and loaded question, but so I'll frame it a little bit more specific. The nights where you wanted to give up and say, sis, I don't know if we should really be doing this. What pushed you past those moments you can last to land where you are now?
Yeah. Being completely honest, there's so many nights and there's so many moments that you kind of your dreams get derailed because it gets hard. But I think the important thing is when you are doing something and you believe in it so much, your belief in yourself is so much bigger than anything else or any other external factors.
Wow.
That's when you have the will to continue to go, to continue, or when you fall down to get back up. So I do remember the early days. We did have a dream, and as a family, we're like, we're going to have a retail chain of stores across Canada. And I remember telling people, and so many people did laugh, right? They were like, well, like, what do you know about a retail chain, like building a business? You're not even from this country. And I just remember in that moment, really saying, I believe that we can do this. So we really went into everything with all of our hearts and with so much hard work and effort. And it was never to prove anybody wrong, but it was to prove ourselves right, because we believe so much in the opportunity that we had and the ability to do it.
You can spend your energy proving somebody wrong, or you can refocus and spend your energy to prove yourself right. Again, dropping bombs. Thank you, Chau. That's powerful. Now, can you talk a little bit about that experience? I've never heard bitterness coming from you, but you faced adversity for being from Vietnam. You faced adversity from being a female in the jewelry industry, which doesn't make sense to me, yet you've had those challenges, but I've never heard you turn that into bitterness. How did you avoid that trap? And what kept you going when people are closing doors on just because of your culture or because of your gender?
I think it gave me and my sister and I a lot of grit, and we learned from it, and we learned really early on. And we thought if this was a challenge, we were going to use it for good.
Okay.
I do remember there were a lot of times where we would want to open in a mall or want to expand, and people would say, well, you're just not good enough. You're not from this country. What do you know about building a brand? And they would actually sometimes walk us to our competitors and stand us in front of their stores and say, this is the type of company we want. You're not good enough. And I just remember in those moments, just like kind of grieving inside, and I getting super upset, but really using that as strength and saying, I want to be able to prove myself right. And I want to be able to say, just because I'm a woman or because I'm from another country does not mean that I can't achieve what others can, right? We all have it inside here, right?
Wow, that is powerful. To stand in the face of that gut punch and still continue to move forward. That resiliency, can I assume that your parents have a lot to do with baking that resilience within you and your sister?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say my mom worked really hard. I saw her growing up, work 2 or 3 jobs and go to English as a second language classes.
Wow.
And as much as we talk about, the dictionary and how customers did love it, not every customer did love it. And I saw those challenges when we were at the mall, but I always saw her say, okay, you know what, that's okay. How can I communicate with you in a different way? How can I make you happy, even though we don't speak the same language? And I saw that she was always finding a way, and being resourceful. So we grew up with that thought, like if she had to go through not speaking the same language as a challenge, there's nothing we couldn't overcome. So we always came back to that and thought our challenges are so much easier than what she had to face. So she really inspires us a lot.
Successful entrepreneurs and business owners who achieve greatness get there because they have the confidence to do extraordinary things. They have the confidence to make informed decisions based on their knowledge of 3 areas: where they are now, where they want to go, and the steps they need to get there as quickly and successfully as possible. Successful entrepreneurs and business owners get that confidence by being backed by North America's greatest business and financial advisors. At GoBro Accounting Tax Law Advisory, we support entrepreneurs and small businesses by giving them the confidence they need to achieve greatness. To be the best, you need to be backed by the best. Don't wait. Get started on your journey to greatness today.
Gentlemen, we're in conversation with Chau Lui of Paris Jewelries, a national retail chain across the entire country now. In your stores, the culture that's created, the training that's available, the resources that you make available to your team are just phenomenal. Now, recently on Giving Tuesday, we're actually so proud of you. Can I say that? Is that right if I say that? Yes, we're very proud of your accomplishments, but not only because of what you're accomplishing, but how you're going about doing it. Now, I don't want to steal your thunder, but can you tell everyone listening what the Legacy Fund is and why it was established?
Oh, my sister and I, we've had this dream for almost 10 years. So we have this thing called our idea bank. And we just, anytime we have an idea, we just shove it in there, we write it down, because when it's written, it's real. And then we really look at this. And we thought like 10 years ago, it'd be really cool to have like a fund for our employees. We didn't know how we were going to do it, but we thought, you know what, one day we're going to make it happen. And what we've learned in the past 18 months is it is not lost on me that our employees come to work every day and they work hard. The way they work has changed. Their lives have changed. Things in their personal life, like, parents, we are 90% women in our company. We have a lot of moms. Their lives have changed with homeschooling and dealing with their kids and working. So that is not lost on us. Okay. And we've found our team come together. So what we've done as an organization is we prioritize stability. And now more than ever, we know what stability means to families. We made a commitment not to permanently lay off employees during this time, and we haven't, and I'm so proud of that. But we thought, what does stability mean? And it's not a one-year thing, and it's not a one-year bonus. So what the Legacy Fund is, it's a fund that we've committed to for 3 years, and essentially it's 1 week's pay for every employee, regardless of your role within the organization or how many hours you work, and we've committed to paying that out every year for the next 3 years.
Wow. Just because you believe in your staff and the culture you're creating. So you're actually putting your money where your mouth is. This isn't lip service. You're saying, hey, we're going to take a sacrifice here because you are worth it, staff. That is phenomenal. Now, they're in, obviously, they're the front lines of retail.
Yes.
Over the past season, we've been hearing about is e-commerce and get online and selling online. Yes, you're supposed to add that channel.
Yes.
We both know, and all our audience knows, retail is not going away anytime soon. So in as much as you're investing in all of your online channels to provide your products and services through, how are you also growing and reinforcing your value through the retail locations?
We just continue to be consistent with our training. We are very consistent with our communication. Okay. And if anything this year, what we've learned is the customer experience and their journey is changing. The way the customers behave, they're changing as well. So what we've done is we've really tried to mesh our online business with our store experience to ensure that if they're looking for something online, they're able to find it in store. We've upped the training because we know that customers, they want to have a great experience, but they may want it to be quick because they don't want to spend as much time in a certain place. So really focused on training to ensure that our people are ready to deliver that experience. So I do believe in retail so much, like obviously you know that, but I also believe in online, and I believe that together, when done right, there's a magic that happens. And I get super excited about this.
Yeah, well, it's clear you're excited about it because you don't shy away from it either. You are literally, you're not kicking tires. You're investing in both channels simultaneously. You're not walking to or from, you're actually walking in both. Now, that has to take a team. And between you and your sister, can you tell us about that dynamic of being, normally the phrase is two-headed monster, but we're talking about a two-headed hero here. How is that dynamic then with you and your sister leading the charge for an organization?
Do you know that is a number one question I get asked? Like, do you really like working with your sister? And I always tell her, and I tell her to her face, like 90% of the time it's great. But the reality is, and here's the truth. I call her the smart one. My sister is so smart, and we do totally different things. She handles, she's our finance person. She handles the money side, and she is so good at that. And I am so not. So we do totally different things. The dynamic is really good. And we do have a rule. And our rule is we may fight, and we do all the time. We may disagree, but once the decision is made, we leave the room and we support each other. Okay. Period. So there's no, like, when we come to a decision, that's the direction we go, and we support each other, because we know that when we support each other and we're aligned, the whole company can feel that. So there's never any, any type of mixed messaging in our company, because we know that the only people that will hurt is our team and our customers.
And there's so much to take away from that. In your situation, it's you and a family member. But what if it's your round table, meaning your inner circle of C-suite leadership in your organization? And if you're not moving out of that boardroom on the same page, you're right. People will absolutely feel that. They feel and sense, hey, is there alignment here in what I do? Are my actions going to equal an effort that equals a great experience? Or will somebody be happy? Or is mommy going to be happy? Or is daddy going to be happy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Thank you for sharing that.
yeah. And I understand with the family dynamic that can happen. We're very intentional about not making it happen. And when we have our meetings, once we agree, and we preface it with everybody, we're all going to make mistakes. We will not disagree. How do we come to a way when we support each other so moving forward is the best for the business?
So, full disclosure, talking with some of the people in the office, and Christmas is around the corner. Yeah. And so presents are everyone's like, what do I get? What do I get? What do I get? I'm going to switch gears. And I know you're not ready for this because we're supposed to talk business, but hey, you're in a space that everybody wants a piece of right now. 'Tis the season, right? Yeah. Christmas. So if I go into a store, I don't buy jewelry often. Mm-hmm. I really don't, and maybe my wife will tell everybody that, but I should. Maybe more. I don't know. But how can you help me? You did mention that the buying journey has changed, and in a traditional setting, the buying journey is 63% completed before someone engages a sales rep. Now, that percentage will change depending on what industry. But what about this guy right here who will probably stop at 10% and said somebody probably has it figured out? I'll just go talk to them. How do you make me feel comfortable and not the stupid one when I walk into a store and say, I don't know what she likes. I don't know what I like. What do I do? How does your team treat me when I'm only 10% down that journey?
I appreciate that question so much. And I think that like one of our beliefs in our company, it's a written belief, and we talk about it on day one in onboarding, is that we believe that customers work hard for their money and they deserve to be happy with every purchase. So whether they spend $5, $500, $5,000, they have to have the same experience. So I think what I would hope would happen is that we ask you, we ask who you're shopping for, and then we ask and if you say it's your wife and you want a ring, we would want to ask, what is the most important part of a ring to her? So that we can find out exactly what you need, because it's all in the questions, right? I can show you something that you don't love or she's not going to love. That's not the point. The point is to find the perfect gift that she is going to wake up on Christmas morning and say, I am so thrilled and happy, and I'm going to remember this moment every time I wear this piece of jewelry.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's great advice. And I don't know if you felt what I just felt. I actually felt comfortable. I felt like I was in one of her stores right now, and I'm about to make a purchase. And I know there's one about 20 minutes from where I live. So I will certainly be making my way to that location. We actually talked about this.
Anytime, we're ready.
You know where it is. I'm going to come in and say, I know, Chaz, don't mess with me. Anyways, folks, with 20 locations nationally, there's certain to be a location close to you. And if not, again, they are fully online and ready to service you. All your needs, they're taken care of, and they stand behind every purchase that you make. Once again, Chau, thank you for making the time. And really, this legacy fund, what you've done to kick off Giving Tuesday, thank you for leading the charge and setting the example of what other businesses can do. Because it's not like you gave out of your surplus. You're probably sacrificing to make this happen. So thank you for your sacrifices as well.
Thank you so much. We're so proud to do it. And I'm so sincerely grateful for our employees. We would not be here without them. That is for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chau Lui of Paris Jewelers. Thank you to the team at Canadian SME Business Magazine for making this series possible. And thank you for spending time investing in your business to move forward with Small Business Talks. The Entrepreneurial Resilience Series has been brought to you by Gavreau Accounting Tax Law Advisory, helping you reach new levels of financial success. Visit gavrocpa.ca to reach those levels you feel your business is capable of. This is Shiraz Sadiq, paving a way for your prosperity.